Speaking of the Garcias, on the line with us now, it is the young one, Jake Garcia, checking in with us. Jake, what's up, brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing is the question.
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Hey, listen, glad to have you. This is your second appearance here on the show, Jake. You
Yes,
were
sir.
you were so just so mild mannered and just so respectful the first time. I thought, man, I got to get that kid back on here, man. So thanks for doing this.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you having it.
Hey, listen, again, a lot to talk about, and I know we've got about 30 minutes or so with you, so let's get right to it. Just got to finish talking with your dad, and I want to start right there. You've got to be super proud of your parents. They have been front and center in this whole thing. They've been very supportive of you, Jake, and I know that you're very proud of them, and I just want to give you this opportunity to kind of send your love to them right here in front of everybody that's watching this today.
Oh yeah, no, I'm blessed with great parents that put me in great position, and I know they go miles beyond what I think average parents would do, and literally miles.
I was just about to say, you mean that literally and figuratively, right?
Right. So they go above and beyond for me, and they just try to put me in the best position. It's led to a lot of good things so far up to this point. With me being able to get scholarship offers and being able to commit to USC, and I mean I can't be more thankful for them.
Jake, and let's talk about that. I think what everybody's forgetting in all this, you want to play football, don't you? You just want to play football. We know what happened in California. Your dad, of course, told us a little bit about the deal there with the three schools and how all that came about. And I know a lot of people had questions about that. So I appreciate your dad coming on and kind of clearing that up for us. But out of all this, no matter where you've been, people need to understand you just want to play football because, after all, you are heading back to California. I'm assuming that USC commit is rock hard. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I'm reading a lot on the internet, Jake. There's a lot of colleges still coming after you, buddy. But you're Trojan bound, right?
Yeah, they started going a lot harder once I got down south in Valdosta.
I hear you. I saw that the Hurricanes making a big push for you, but he's sticking with the Trojans commit. But talk about that. Your intentions, your desire to simply want to play football. Talk about coming to Valdosta and how all that came about. Your interest in coming to play for Coach Rush Probst.
Right. Yeah, like you said, I just want to play football. I mean, it with social media, things get crazy, and I mean, from the outside looking in, because I know me growing up, looking at kids with offers. Once I found out what a scholarship was and things like that, I was just looking at them like, wow, you have stars, like that means something, and you have offers, and that's crazy, and life must be so easy. But man, it's a blessing and a curse, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a lot of stress. I could play it off like it's not a lot of stress, but it is a lot of stress. You're under a microscope, and every move that you make is magnified. So, sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming, but you just got to think back and just think how blessed you are. So, um, yeah, my main thing is I just want to play football. Even I don't want the attention. I'm blessed to have the attention. Um, but I mean, I just want to be a kid and play football.
I got you. Hey, Jake, take us back. What's the biggest difference in playing in California versus playing in Georgia? And I know you've obviously had a very small sample size so far in what, the amount of time that you've been able to play.
Right.
But you've seen a little bit of time here. And in that time, what would you say is the biggest difference? And of course, you've been able to practice as well against some pretty good athletes. What's the biggest difference that you can point out between playing in California and playing here in South Georgia?
I think I have to give it to how much the kids care about football. And I mean, in Georgia, like from what I've seen, you have these little schools. I guess it'd be a 1A school or 2A school or 3A school like that, and they're just gonna have a 5-star linebacker out of nowhere. Just it is so strange to me how they just have these kids that just grow up in that area, and they just go out and they just, they're just a ball player. Back in California, everybody goes to the powerhouse schools, and if you're not one of those ones that's at the powerhouse schools, then you won't really have your top rankings, I guess you could say, stuff like that. I think overall, from a skill standpoint, um, I think that the kids down here, especially down there in South Georgia, I haven't played up here up in Atlanta, but down there in South Georgia, the kids, they fly to the ball. They fly to the ball like they don't care about life.
So
Fast.
this, well, and I want to ask you about that, Jake, because I was at the very first game when you guys took on Warner Robins,
Yes,
and I
sir.
had a chance to see you play. And obviously, the speed in that game was just something to watch. It always is, and we're blessed, to be obviously spectators watching kids like you play. And I say kids, please understand. I'm an old man now, so I mean that with all the respect in the world, Jake. Young men like yourself. But talk about the speed of the game. And was that different? It seemed to me, at least early on, that that was something you had to get used to. Am I right there in my assessment, or what? Talk about that.
Yeah, no, it was definitely getting my feet wet again. I hadn't played a real football game since my last game was October. My last game was around this year, or around this time,
Yeah.
because we got our season shut down my junior year, and we only got to play 9 games and got our senior night canceled. Our 10th game of the season, we got it canceled, and they kicked us out of playoffs and everything. So, I hadn't played since what, November 1st, November 2nd, something like that. Um, so, it was definitely an experience to be thrown into the fire and have that little practice, and just new team, and just the environment. The environment, it's a very different environment. So,
Yeah.
um, it was definitely a getting used to it. Once you get your feet wet, then you're back to yourself. You know what I mean? So, um, I loved it, every second of it. Even when the beginning of the game, when I wasn't doing so well, still enjoy it. You know what I mean?
I
So,
got you. I got you. We're talking to Jake Garcia, and we're so proud for him to have accepted our invitation to join us here on Extra Point with Phil Jones. Talk about Coach Probst and what it's been like to meet Coach Probst and to play for Coach Probst, and of course him trying to help you out through this whole situation.
yeah, no, Coach Pros definitely has to be one of my favorite coaches I've played for. Um, just, I mean, I think the thing that separates Coach so much is the way he prepares us. It's definitely an experience, and I think it prepared me. Just a little bit of time that I was there, I think it prepared me a lot for college. I know that's how they run their programs in the SEC, because that's how he has close contact with all the SEC coaches. Um, and I know that's how they run it at SC, at USC. And just the discipline, and just the mental focus part of it, is where Coach Post really separates himself. So it was a blessing to be able to play with Coach, and have Coach Sutton coach me, our quarterback, offensive coordinator coach, Coach Hardeval, and just be surrounded by those type of guys. And they're all like-minded coaches, and just being able to get into their head too, and so that we're both thinking the same, we're all thinking the same, and it was a blessing. I would definitely do it again.
Again, we are talking to Jake Garcia again now at Grayson, and we're going to get into some of that conversation here in just a little bit. I was asking your father there about the welcome to Valdosta, to South Georgia. I want you to talk a little bit about that. We talked about the difference, out in California, coming to Valdosta to play, as far as the players, the talent goes. But talk about the friends you made here and just the overall experience, Jake, in Valdosta, and some of the things that you would like to let people know about your experience here in Valdosta.
My experience was something beyond what I could imagine. I went into it not knowing at all really what I was going to get into, um, and it was way more. It was way more than I expected. I would definitely do it again. I promise you that. Everybody's so welcoming down there. they talk about Southern hospitality, and I definitely felt the Southern hospitality from the fans. I felt it from the students. I felt it from the teachers. I felt it from the coaches. I felt it from the players, and even the other team, Warner Robins, and Colquitt, Lowndes. We had kids reach out and support when I wasn't able to play, and I mean, I don't think that would happen in California. There's so much going on in California, and people just get caught up in all that. So I think the hospitality was a huge thing, and I mean I have experiences that I'll definitely tell anybody that I come across, and they ask me, "Oh, what's your craziest story?" And my craziest story is being on the bus into practice in the morning when everybody's dead tired, and we're busting to practice in the morning, and the sun isn't even up, and we're in South Georgia.
So I take it by you saying that, and Randy said a little bit about that as well, your father. So I'm guessing that was not the same type of practice schedule in California.
Oh, no, sir. No, that was not the same practice schedule.
I got you. Hey, so Jake, let's talk a little bit about. So you get in the game against Warner Robins, and again, you're going through the pregame warm-ups, the stadium, the crowd. Talk about that, the difference. I asked you about the difference in talent, but talk about the stadium, the lights, the crowd. I know you had heard about Valdosta when you were in California. Was it everything you expected as far as the atmosphere, the venue there at Bazemore Hyder Stadium? Just kind of talk about that experience.
The lights shine different over there. They shine different, and it's a different feeling in the air. They breathe a different air down there in South Georgia for especially Valdosta fans. That Warner Robins game, I mean, the Lowndes game was crazy. I didn't get to play the Lowndes game. The Colquitt game was crazy. The Lowndes game, it was the first game of the season, so we didn't have everybody out there. But I mean, just how involved the crowd was, the student section, and it felt like a college atmosphere. It definitely felt like a college atmosphere. And we wouldn't have that in California. Like I said, there's so much going on over there in California. I mean, people have other things to do. There's other attractions over there, and or I mean, really, just football isn't as important. It's not a priority. So I mean, like I'm saying, the lights shine different in Valdosta.
I got you.
Of the history, you could when you walk in that field, you can feel the history.
Yeah, and you know what? I've heard that before. I can't tell you, being a South Georgia guy, Jake, growing up down in this area, I have heard that from so many people, and it's interesting to hear you talk about that as well, even in your short period of time in Valdosta. Talk about the injury, Jake. When did that happen? Talk a little bit about that.
Right. Yes, sir. I pulled my hamstring when we made a toss to the left. I tossed it to Denson, I think. Terrell Denson. Mm-hmm. He was running around the edge, running up the sideline, and I was trying to make something happen. It was the third quarter, getting later in the ball game, and I was just trying to make something happen. So I ran down the field and tried to lead block. I just tried to make something happen. So I went up to the safety, tried to run the little acceleration I got in it. It just pulled on me. So that was the beginning of the third quarter, and I kept playing through it. But it's back. It's back now. It's ready to go.
All right. So I know you would have liked your time in Valdosta to have lasted longer. I know that was your goal. That was what you had planned on doing. Your parents.
Right.
But it didn't work out. And so now you have applied for and been accepted there and enrolled at Grayson. Tell us a little bit about this process, and then we'll get into your time now at Grayson.
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
Yeah, so Jake, tell us about now going from Valdosta to Grayson, and how many days have you been practicing with Grayson now?
Right, I got cleared on Monday.
Okay.
I got cleared on Monday. I started school on Monday, and I mean, I'm playing on Friday, so tomorrow. I'm able to play tomorrow. I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna get. I know I'm not starting, but it's okay. I just want an opportunity to play again. So there's nothing like playing in a real game, you know. So as much quarterback training as you get, and pool noodles being swung at you, and all these drills, nothing compares to a live game when the bullets are actually flying. So I'm just looking for an opportunity to play, and I plan on playing a 15-game season.
Um,
Just like Valdosta, I still talk to those kids over there, my teammates at Valdosta,
yeah,
and I'm telling them, I said, man, you guys are supposed to be playing on the 29th, Tuesday the 29th, for a state championship. Get your state championship ring, and then I'm supposed to be playing on the 30th for a state championship.
I got you. I got you. You know, how big a deal is it, Jake? And again, I know the Lowndes game. You know, you were rooting on your teammates, and of course, that was the Wintersville Classic, a national television. And now you're going to be part of a game tomorrow night, also going to be on national TV. Both those brought to you by ESPN, of course. That's got to be a big thrill to you. Of course, when you came from California to Georgia, never in your wildest dreams did you imagine that you'd be going through two nationally televised games. I guess that's got to be just bewildering to you, Jake.
Right. And the thing is in two different uniforms.
Yeah, true. That's true. And again, I know that's not what you had hoped for initially, but that's the way things have panned out. And again, I know that you want to share this with the folks. You would have loved for your career, your high school career, to have ended in Valdosta, wouldn't you?
Man, I wanted to end up in that museum. I wanted to end up in that museum right behind the stadium, right behind the field. I wanted to end up over there. I still feel like I'm a Wildcat. I know I'm a Wildcat at heart. The little time that I was able to spend over there, I know I'm a Wildcat at heart still. I feel very attached to that city, to the fans, to the team, and to the coaches over there. So I feel like I'm still a Wildcat.
Well, I can tell you this: there's a lot of people that sad to see you go, but at the same time, Jake, everybody that's watching this, I'm looking down at the comments now. Happy for you, Jake. You will always be a cat. The community loved you. The community loves you. Again, go Cats. Go get them, Jake. All the comments that are coming across, Jake, are 100% positive, brother. We miss you. We want to wish you the best. And again, I'll give you your final opportunity to just talk about, again, your time at Valdosta, and to the people watching this. I'll give you the final word, Jake. What you got to tell these folks?
I really thank everybody for all the support. I couldn't have asked for a better support system, especially being 2,300 miles away from home. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get. And you guys embraced me. The fans embraced me. The team embraced me. My coaches embraced me. My teachers embraced me. And everybody took me in. And I couldn't ask for a better place to be. I definitely want to go back down if we have a bye week. I don't think we will have one, but I definitely want to go back to a Valdosta game. When I'm in college, I definitely want to go back to a Valdosta game. I already talked to Coach Sutton and Coach Prost about it. I definitely want to go back there, visit, just feel that atmosphere again, because there's nothing like Friday nights in Valdosta.
And Jake, you could have, if everything shakes out right, you could have another chance against a Valdosta team. It wouldn't be the Cats. Of course, it would be Lowndes.
Yeah, the other school.
The other school. They taught you well, didn't they, Jake?
The other school.
Oh, man, listen to that young man. He's talking like a true lifetime Wildcat, without a doubt. Jake, I know the Valdosta fans love that. They love you, brother, and we appreciate you so much for coming on with us. And I hope we can talk to you again soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate everybody supporting.
Absolutely. Well, you got the support, that's for sure, Jake. Best of luck to you, brother. We'll be watching you.
Thank you. We'll see you on December 3rd, on December 29th, Tuesday, the state championship game. We'll see you there in Atlanta.
All right, brother. See you then, man.
Yes, sir.
There he is, Jake Garcia.